All right, back here once again. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Very, very excited.
Very
I'm
excited?
a little bit tentative.
Come on, show me that excitement out there.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Connor, oh boy, look out. Connor Burke joining me here this time for pregame. Boy, I got to keep repeating it over. The first time in franchise history that the Sarnia Sting have come to round 3. A little rough starting there, the first 2 games. Were you at either of those games?
I was at both of them, actually.
Yeah.
It was a little rocky road, but...
Yeah,
you know.
What was rocky about it for someone who was there? What didn't happen that needed to happen?
The first period of the first game, they were absolutely incredible. I think they had 17 shots in the first period.
Yeah.
And, I thought, this is it. And then they just kind of took the foot off the pedal, and a lot of passing plays, not enough shooting, I think. But it seems to have gotten a lot better.
It certainly got crazy out there. A lot of worries happening, I guess, is what I was trying to say there. Now, let's come into yesterday when we were here. Boy, it's really picking up well, and the noise is crazy in here, right?
It's awesome.
Were you nervous at all? Was there any part of yesterday that you got a little nervous about what was going to happen, maybe?
Maybe at the start of the game, but once they got a little lead, I think you're a lot more comfortable, and maybe not coast, but you can rely on that a lot more.
Right. What do you think about having the first goal from the Sarnia Sting in, I don't know, it was 27 seconds in? But did that really help set a tone for this game?
I think it really does. When you're under a minute in and you let them know that that's how it's going to be played, then I think
that's how it's going to go. Eh? Well, speaking of that, I mean, we saw Nolan Dillingham really, at one point, it looked like he was ready to take on the whole team.
Hey, you might as well, yeah. I think he could have, too. He looked pretty upset.
Yeah. I think that was a message in 2 ways there, where Lee and I were talking about that yesterday. And I wonder if, he was sending the message to London, say, we're here to play hockey. You guys want to fight? We can do that, but let's play hockey. And I think he was also saying to his team, come on, guys, let's not let them get under our skin, maybe. Or, do you think there was a double message there?
I think so, for sure. He was dragging his team into the fight. Maybe not as physical as they wanted to be. They don't have to drop the gloves on every play, but as long as you're finishing checks and not putting yourself out of position, I think that's what he's looking for.
Well, I kind of put myself in the position yesterday. I said, I've been saying for some time, there's Dillingham, who's not a guy who likes to fight, but he will if necessary. But boy, we've really seen him come through. He's stepped in every time for this team.
In the last couple months of the season, he's taken a whole new role. Even though he was captain, it's captain times 2.
Right.
He really shouldered a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I think we missed him a lot in that suspension.
Definitely did, for sure. Well, he certainly, it's known that he's back on the line, that's for sure. Are you pleased with, obviously things turned out great yesterday, a final score 5-3 there, Passage really showing up well in there. And he kind of took a bit of a beating out there a couple of times from the London Knights.
Yeah, certainly. He was taking a lot of it. I think he took one in the face down here with a stick, and he was down here as well. They want to play hard too, but they're going to take a penalty for it. Right?
Do you think that was intentional? Were they picking on him, or was that just the way it came out?
I think that might just be the way it came out. But he is obviously one of the biggest weapons on the team. So you can take him out of the play, get him a retaliation penalty, then maybe they'll try and do that.
When's a good time to take a penalty? Is there a good or a bad time?
Never, unless you're really, really behind, I think.
Right?
Unless you really got to do something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think you stay out of the box.
Because we seem to still be in the box quite a bit yesterday, don't you think?
There's still a couple times, undisciplined, maybe just dial it back. And I don't know. But I think there's a lot of calls that lie on the rest, too. I know.
There we go. There's the ref thing again.
Well, yeah, we got to, you got to take the target off your back and do as much as you can to do that.
I thought the officiating was pretty good. You could say, well, that call, but overall,
yeah, if you want to
I thought it was pretty fair.
Yeah, I think
refereeing.
so too. Much better than the previous.
Would you want that job ever?
No.
No.
I don't even. Where do they leave from? I'm sure they leave with hoods and
right
and masks over their face. Cause
right.
That's
the opposition team's colors.
That's right.
Whatever. Yeah, no, tough for sure. So I don't think any of us really ever want that job, but we'll see what happens here tonight. We just saw them out there warming up. Everybody seems to be. There's no major scratches that have come about. Of course, London did start with a different goalie last night compared to their mainstream goalie, Lee. It's like, what? Here, come here. Where did he get? Lee Baisley's over here. Come on in, buddy. Where did you get that?
Ordered it from there before they opened up.
Ordered it from there. Okay, good job. Lee will be back to join me at the end of first period and second period today. Thanks, Lee. Boy, the excitement really is here. I mean, sold out here again today. It certainly was loud here yesterday.
Right into the general admission. Yeah.
Right? I know. How loud was it down in London?
It was really loud. I think there was a lot of Sting fans, actually. And
Yeah.
it's obviously loud when they scored. It's 9,000 some odd people there.
Right,
But we had a good section up there, and I think they heard us once or twice.
Yeah. It's nice that they let us buy tickets.
Yeah.
You've heard about this, right?
I have,
With the Florida Panthers. What do you think about that, not allowing Canadians to buy tickets?
I mean, I guess we kind of did it too, though, right? It was only in person, so like unless you were driving down from London and waiting in line. Then.
Fair enough. They wouldn't want all those Leaf fans showing up in Florida.
That's all
they would.
fair, right? I'm sure there's a ton of snowbirds that can buy tickets for them anyway. They'll be
something
all right.
like that, right? People were asking me. I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm just here with this thing. I have nothing." Well, maybe I knew somebody. I don't know. It's marketing. I wouldn't want. You mentioned that the Sarnia Sting did that here in person. I thought that was fair. Like, hey, if you're really that diehard, you'll wait in line. And I was talking to some friends of mine. They stood in line for 7 hours to get their tickets for this series. Unbelievable, right?
They lined up around the college.
They were all the way around to the other side. I actually flew my drone over later that day at 5 o'clock, and there was still a lineup around to the corner here. And I was like, wow, I'm going to keep that picture forever.
That's diehard for sure.
What's got to happen out here tonight? Because, obviously one of the things about playoff hockey, Connor, is you're playing the same team. They can start to kind of predict what you might be doing or what style of hockey you're playing. And here is something different as well to add to that. Back-to-back games. We were just here yesterday. There was no break in there. Not sure why, but what's Sarnia got to do to hold on to things tonight? Because this is really a do-or-die time.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. I'm sure they're just recovering from yesterday. You don't have much time to get back into it. I think keys to success, you'd have to get a lot. If Bowen is playing, and I think he is, I think we got to pepper him again. He hasn't started a game since the regular season or since yesterday, and then I'm sure he's a little shaky and cold coming into a building that's just absolutely pumping. So I think a lot of shots on him, get him uncomfortable, get him moving around. I think that would help a lot. Well,
and Coach Allen the Tank said that in the postgame with the OHL yesterday that we were working him. We wanted to see what we could do. He did make some nice saves in there for London, right? He's a qualified goalie to be there, right?
He wouldn't be there for no reason.
That's right. So I do believe he's starting again tonight. He's probably got to be in a little bit different mindset after he got beat up pretty good.
Oh, yeah, sure.
There were lots of shots on goal here. Any holes that need to be filled out there in our defense side of things? Because that's always the conversation with the Sting is our defense.
I think maybe they get a lot of point shots off. Got to keep an eye on Mayu out there. He's a big body.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of open, uncontested shots from the point. And maybe have some guys push the blue line a little further and keep it away from them. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a coach.
No. That's why you're here, buddy, because you know more than me. And, we get into the corners is not our favorite place to be as far as the Sting goes. They have worked on improving that, but didn't see there wasn't a ton of us being in the corner yesterday, I don't think.
No, I think they like to stay out of there as much as possible. But when they are there, I think they're finishing their hits. I was down in that corner, actually, and there was they rocked the glass a couple times.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It's good to see them finishing their checks.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't know if you know this, but the Sting lead for penalty kills in the OHL, so that's a positive thing when we're taking the penalties.
Sometimes you can't even tell they're on the penalty kill. They look like they're on the power play.
And I mean, yesterday that one with 5-on-3. I mean, I know obviously London, that's where one of their major goals came into that game yesterday. But Ben Gaudreau, he can only do so much, but
that's right.
Man, he really fought them off as hard as he could there again yesterday. This guy just keeps breakdancing out there for the Sarnia Sting.
He seems to have a highlight reel save on the OHL page every single night he's playing.
Right.
A toe save, kick save, dive save.
Well, he is next to the London Knights goalie. He's second, but by this much.
Just by a hair.
So really, he's the number one goalie out on that ice here
That's
tonight,
right, yeah.
and that really makes a difference for the Sarnia Sting.
I'm sure it does, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's been incredible. He's a stalwart in the back end. How can you not rely on him when he goes out there and makes
that's right.
40 saves?
He's a driving force in the locker room, too. I had a chance to chat with him just the other day and was asking him, how his mindset was. And, he's always, well, no, I'm positive. I'm like, no, how are you really? Like, you expect that they have to say that, but he's like, no, really. He's like, we know that we had to take those first 2 games, like they don't matter now, and we've just got to move forward, keep moving forward. And if you just chop away a little bit at a time. So he's a great leader in that locker room, of course, along with Nolan Dillingham and Nolan Burke and all the other great leaders on this team. But the leadership comes from the coaches as well here, the unsung heroes, if you will.
Absolutely.
We cheer them when things are great and we boo them when things are bad. But they really, this coaching staff, would you say, like, they've really gelled well together in bringing out this, what we've seen, the skills of this team.
I think so, for sure. They developed a culture, a great culture. They're cool as cucumbers. You don't see them losing it too much. You might see a Letang getting mad at the ref every now and then, but other than that, they're cool guys. They keep a level head, and I think that reflects on the team a lot. For sure.
Well, and it's funny you say that because he typically is a cool-headed guy. And we have seen a little bit more come out in later time, but I mean, this is intense as well for the coaches.
How couldn't you? I mean,
right?
You'd be a pretty superhero person if you were standing there with a stone face for the whole game.
Yeah, right. So you can hear the noise all around the arena here. Sold out, like an amplified crowd here tonight.
You can feel it in your chest.
It's going to be louder, I think, than yesterday. Are we going to see a different style of hockey coming from London tonight?
I don't know. I think they might keep it the same. It's been so close, right? I don't think they want to make too many adjustments, and like they were pretty close yesterday. It wasn't a blowout, 5-2 still.
Yeah.
It's still a game, It's only a couple of turnovers in there. It's a completely different game. So I think they probably wouldn't want to change their strategy too much.
Probably not. Well, and dare I say, there's that term hunter hockey, right? Mm-hmm. Where they tend to bring the aggression on first. And I think that backfired on them yesterday. I think that was what they were trying to do, and we kind of responded. I think we let a lot go in the first period, and that's all right. And then things kind of, again, we saw it with Dillingham. We saw some other pushing and shoving going on out there. And I think it really backfired for London yesterday.
Yeah, they play a great style of hockey. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Get a glass of water.
Okay.
But, they do a great job of keeping it calm, just like Letang does. Maybe afraid to say even more so.
Yep.
Because they've been a part of the London Knights for so long, and it's an intense organization. I couldn't imagine what the locker room's like.
Right. Well, we're just about 7.5 minutes away here from the Sarnia Sting taking on London Knights. Game number 4 of this round 3 series. And Lee Baisley will be joining me in between periods. There is not a post-game press conference on my page or the Sting page as we do in the restaurant, but you will be able to see it on your TV, and it'll be put out later on the OHL Twitter and YouTube channels, etc. So keep an eye out for that. We always get a head coach and a player from each team. So we'll be down there. I'll be taking pictures down for that. So, but other than that, let's say it one more time before we go on. And thanks so much for watching live from the concourse with the Sarnia Sting. I'm David Burrows, and this is Connor Burke joining me. 1, 2, 3. Go Sting, go!